Hey, guess what?
What?
I hit the right button and we're live for the first
Ooh,
time in 2023. Welcome, everyone, to this. I believe it's our fourth live stream of Slurp Toast, the
no, that's not going
podcast.
to work.
Are you playing with your light now?
Yeah, but just have a desk lamp.
See, I was telling Steve before we went live, I got one of them fancy internet lights for my white elephant at work. Watch this. Woo!
Yeah, that's not working for me. And we're done with that. There we go.
Fun with lights. That's our first topic. Anyway, welcome back. It's been a while since we did this last.
Oh, yeah.
Between the holidays and my now you at home, it's been a while. So welcome back.
Okay.
So how was your holiday season? We last spoke before Thanksgiving, I think. So it's actually since you and I even talked, it's been like 2 months.
Okay.
Going all in on the okay, huh?
Well, yeah, okay. So, like, I used to work retail a long time ago. And so Christmas for
Yep.
me is always, you've got like, Thanksgiving and then Christmas music and then Christmas movies and decorations and lights. And it builds, it builds, it builds, it builds. And then you have Christmas. And like the next day, it's like, tear it all down, guys. Put it back in the boxes. We're putting it
Right.
back on the shelf. Christmas is over. We'll give you 3 days leeway. Yeah.
That's the wrong
But you
button.
need to have
That was
this
the wrong
down
button.
before we break it all at New Year's.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so there's just that monumental like build, and then boom, over. And I've never liked that over part.
Well, it does. It's all rush. And Thanksgiving's even worse because it's like you don't even get to really finish, celebrating that before it's okay. Let's put up Christmas or Hanukkah if you celebrate the Festival of Lights.
Yeah, but exactly, and that yeah. And then there's like all the Hallmark movies, and then it's like, you work, you have Christmas parties, and then clients bring you gifts, and so there's just like this whole kind of like, oh man, it's everybody loves everybody this time of year. I forgot what a bastard you were. And then the bottom drops out. A couple days, yeah, you know. December 25th, you open all your gifts. December 26th, you just kind of sitting around going, got to put all that shit away. Okay.
Yeah, that was Laura actually let me make it all the way to New Year's this year. I think the dog helped that out in her final days. There was other things on the plate, so
Mhm.
I got. But boy, New Year's Day and the second because we were both off. It was like it's all got to come down. So, and there's a story associated with that, but it's all in the garage on the piano and on the dining room table because that's as far as we got. But it's down. I
It's
took down the
down.
outside stuff. I unplugged the lights, waiting for the guy to come take them off the eaves.
And that's it. Boom. It's over. Done.
I
Adios.
dismantled our new plastic reindeer, so I've got a box full of venison for next year.
Nice. I bought I had an old fake Christmas tree in the basement,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like 15 years old, maybe, well, maybe 20 years old. And you look at it and the needles would fall off of it, you know.
Right.
And so so I got a new Christmas tree at Walmart for $22. It was 75% off.
Nice.
So that was a win. But I decided I would be somewhat responsible, and I took all the Christmas lights off of the pre-wired tree, as opposed to just throwing them in the trash.
Right.
And well, there was a lot more tree left on the floor when I was done than the Christmas lights.
Started yanking out branches, did you?
No, I went through and I unclipped every one and I cut all the
Oh.
wires and stuff, but the fake pine needles kept dropping off. I vacuumed them all up, then I had to wait for static electricity to maybe dissipate. So because you like run it over and they would like all stick to the top of the vacuum cleaner. They'd like suck up there and then you knock them down and now they're sticking to you and you're doing this and now they're on your shirt and know that you're just like, yeah, to hell with this. I'm buying a new tree. And it's going to be more fake than this one. It's going to be hard plastic.
Yeah, we bought a new one. We've gone through, I think, 3 of the pre-lit ones now over the years, and we bought this new one a couple of years ago, and it's a nice tree. It's held up well so far. And our star is so heavy, I have to zip tie it to the pole. And when I went to clip the edge of the very first year we had it, we just put it up. I went to clip that zip tie, and I clipped the lights. Clip, and my whole family was ready to run me out. Like, it's 2 wires. Give me 5 minutes. This
And
is
some
not the end
electrical
of this
tape
tree.
and some chewing gum.
I need the wire cutters, the wire strippers, and some tape. We're good. This is fine. And I had it lit back up. We've never had another problem. But yeah, I clipped the brand new tree. That was a new
Christmas
level
miracle.
for me. Hey, did I put your social up there right?
Yeah,
Hey, look at
yes.
that. I'm trying some things for the new year.
That'll work.
So
That'll
that way maybe because we're still big in France. I caught the website up. That was my big win. I figured out why the website wasn't up. There was
Okay.
a plugin that was defaulting and throwing the whole thing off, so I disabled that. Popped right up. Got all the entries in for the episodes that weren't on there. Got the last episode up. Got an entry for it.
Man.
The website is completely current. I even posted a Monday meandering one day. I'm gonna try and do some more because we can do other content on there if you want to. So just
Okay.
FYI.
Good to know.
So yeah. So the website, as it says down there at the bottom, is all current, and it looks like the shots on there look like a who's who of 70s TV right now. We got a picture of Bruce Boxleitner, Robert Urich, Gabe Kaplan, and Gordon Jump all on the front page. So we are definitely showing our age.
Oh my God, you're right. Oh my God, you've got Marla Gibbs. That's
that's right. I forgot. I put Marla up there too. Yeah. It was yeah. All the good stuff's up there. So you went to St. Louis, or no? Where did you go for Christmas?
Oh yeah, we did go to St. Louis.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like the freeway.
Actually, it was weird. We went out there like Saturday morning. There was like no cars on the road.
Really?
It was a pleasant surprise. Not like I was awake for most of it, but anyway, there was like no
Were you
cars, no
driving?
traffic. No.
Okay, good for you. I mean, those aren't mutually exclusive.
No. Kristen got the new car this year, and it's like I can say things like, "Well, I think I need an oil change," or "Oh, I just don't want to drive." So there we go. When we drive to Denver to see my parents, then we'll do that. But so yeah, we went to St. Louis. It wasn't too bad. Drove out Friday, came home Monday. Okay. Sorry, I just noticed something looked to be askew. Sorry.
I just realized what I should have done with your list that I made. I should have done it as a pop-up graphic. I'll try to do that the next time we do something like that. But I have it loaded, so don't worry. Okay, cool. So the other part of the story I was going to tell you, I don't remember why I was going to tell you, but it's on my list. So the boys are home from college, right? So they both have jobs. Connor's doing fulfillment at Target, and Jack got hired back on at Home Depot, where he worked over the summer to do fulfillment for them. Great. Okay. All going well. Jack gets a call Monday morning. We're overstaffed. You're cut for the rest of the time.
The holiday? Okay.
Yeah. Apparently they don't need as much fulfillment right now at Home Depot as they thought they did. So through no fault of his own, he's out of a job. So I had a bunch of filing out here in the garage that needed shredding. And we have the old store shredder, the big industrial shredder out here. So
good.
Yeah. So this is how we got sidetracked from getting all the Christmas stuff put away. That's what it was.
This is shredding. Shredding everything.
Yeah. and he's out here for a couple of hours, and then he comes in. I need your help. I got to jam the shredder. Okay, no big deal. It happens, right? I come out here. The dumbass, I told him, I said, "Congratulations, you've made the podcast." They all have a limit. Somehow he wasn't paying attention, and he took a folded sheath of documents and fed it in fold first.
Oh, that's not going to work.
No, and it's not going to come out either because I spent 2 hours trying to get it out. I'm going to have to throw away the shredder because I cannot get the paper out of the shredder. I dismantled everything. He wanted to try to like drill holes in it. Not a bad idea because it was so compact. Broke off
Drill
a drill
holes
bit
in
the paper.
it broke out the drill bit.
That's how packed it was. We broke a drill bit off. Let's see. I sprayed it all with WD-40, thinking, oh, I can loosen it up. Nope. That just made it more
Of
like
course.
that just made it brickier. So then I'm like, well, it's saturated with WD-40. Give me a lighter. And I set it on fire. Sorta. And then about that time, Laura walked out here and goes, why does it smell like smoke? Because we're trying to burn the paper out. You're a dumbass. Yeah, maybe, but I'm going to. 2 hours later, I'm still fucking around with this. And she goes, it's time to call it. I go, I know, but damn it, that's a really good shredder. I can't afford to replace that with one just like it.
Oh, no, because you had the industrial shredder. I have like the little one you buy at Target, and you have to stop like every 30 minutes because it overheats.
Let's see. It's right here. The former shredder is right there.
Ah, there we go.
And it is. You can probably see the burn marks there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's got to be disposed of now. So now he's doing DoorDash.
Oh, okay. How is that working out for him?
Well, he started today.
Okay.
He applied like as soon as he found out the depot didn't need him. He applied. It took him, I guess, 48 hours to get back to him. But as soon as they got back to him, he made some deliveries at lunch, and he's back out there tonight. So good for him.
Okay, then.
So yeah.
How long are they off for?
Too damn long. They're off for like another week and a half. Yeah.
Yeah, but see, DoorDash, that's a life skill he can take with him back to college.
Yeah, no, he's already talking about maybe like on the weekends picking up some, just going to run some. I mean, why the hell? If that had been an opportunity when we were at that age, I'd have sure as hell done that.
It can't be any worse than the people who are bringing me food now. You know.
Well, apparently he got bonus tipped because he showed up with his Bad Religion T-shirt onto a house of a girl with a nose ring.
Daddy issues,
yeah, probably. And she liked his shirt, so she gave him an extra tip. So, anyway, so far so good, I guess.
Yeah, I guess you just got to maybe pick those neighborhoods out. You know, I'll take the ones that are still weird. And
well, apparently they have certain hot spots where you go where the orders come into, because like we have at the top of the hill, we have some restaurants there. And so he went up there to pick some up, and then they sent him down to Dripping Springs, which is the next little town down the road, which is about 7 miles. And he said there's not one of the hot spots down there, but he had to go pick a pickup down there at the Taco Bell and deliver Taco Bell to somebody. So,
man,
I don't know.
If you're having Taco Bell delivered, you're not living right.
Or you're Hunter Roberts.
Or you're Hunter Roberts, yes. And you're too busy painting your nails to go to the Taco Bell.
So
listen to Taylor Swift, paint your nails, realize that you haven't eaten in 3 days. So you call in Taco Bell. Even though you work at a bakery.
My son shows up for reasons we don't understand.
In a Bad Religion T-shirt.
The circle of life
delivers, 10 minutes of stand-up on him. Tells him about they stole a Dodge Neon.
Oh, I'm kind of liking the light.
Look in your soulless, dead eyes of the rearview mirror.
Oh, that is a good bit. I won't lie.
No, he sells it well.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually see if that's online and link it in the show notes if I can find it. Yeah, because that's funny.
I was gonna say I think I saw it on Facebook. So
yeah,
he's
I'm
probably
sure
he's got to have it out there somewhere.
Oh, it's somewhere. I can find it. Yeah. And I thought I had the connectivity issues resolved. We'll see how it goes tonight. I like not long after the last podcast, I installed a mesh Wi-Fi in the house.
Nice.
Thing going gangbusters, and it crapped out overnight. There's literally one of the stations is sitting like right there. It was green yesterday. It's red today. I spent the last hour and a half trying to get the main one to come back online. I don't know what happened. It just was. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" It's been working fine until I needed it to not not be fine or whatever.
Hmm.
So yeah, good times.
Been there.
You
Although
get
mine
to
always
think.
happens at work. I had one guy who
So
was
yeah,
telling me, he goes, the internet doesn't work in this building. I'm like, really? And he goes, yeah, where's the nearest hotspot? I go, right over your head.
that's a good feeling, isn't it?
Uh-huh. Oh yeah. One of the few good feelings we've had at work in the last couple of weeks.
Oh, things going poorly again.
Cyclical. We're coming up on the 5th anniversary of the stroke. And what I've noticed is that the anxiety jumps up sooner and sooner. And we've lost connectivity.
No, we're back. We're back.
Okay. Okay. I've got no picture. There we go.
It'll come back. We're back.
Okay.
So yes, fucking mesh Wi-Fi. I was ready for this shit.
Yeah.
Uh,
You just need someone
so
with a
anniversary of the
particular set of
stroke,
skills.
and
Yeah. So you get anxious. I get anxious about it. And like,
that's fair.
patterns repeat. And somebody comes to your office and says something to you, and you're just kind of like, oh my God, flashback. This is the one that put me over the edge.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Where's that alcohol I have stashed in the back of the office? Which is a weird moment when you say something like that and 5 people go, well, I've got a bottle of tequila back here. I've got vodka. I've got this. It's like,
You got a full
man,
bar spread out around the office.
if I was in that building alone at night, I could get so fucked up. They'd just find me on Monday morning, passed out in the lobby.
Hey,
Get off my lawn!
welcome back.
What a rush. There we go. There we go.
I don't use that one very often because it's so long.
Well, and then like the day before we left for break, um, it's when it was like -5 and all that.
mhm.
So we had a water line break outside of the building. And as I come in one day, it's Esteban, agua,
Oh no.
everywhere. You're like, what? In la cocina, agua, oh, everywhere. Yeah, 2 of the pipes. There's a uninsulated mop sink room,
Hmm.
and these pipes didn't just like crack. They like looked like they were shot open with a 22 at point blank,
Wow.
just blown out. Yeah, I'm standing there as water is coming out of the wall under the baseboards and going, I know there's a cutoff for this stuff back here somewhere, and I need
Where
to
did I
find
leave
it
that?
soon.
Yeah.
Which of course is like 3 rooms away and up in the ceiling, and the ceilings in there are like 18 feet. Because
Oh, that's a good place for it.
oh yeah, so Frank's like, here it is, and you're climbing up there, and you're like, yeah, we're never going to find that. We were just going to flood the whole place before we found it. But yeah, so that was exciting. So somebody goes, well, did you get everything done you wanted to do today? I'm like, not even close. Not even close.
When I had the store, we shared a wall with Subway, and
Mhm.
their ice machine was
Went
chronically
nuts.
backed up, and I was forever mopping up that corner by the front door where it would back up through the wall under the baseboards,
Oh,
and nobody in the had any authority to talk to me, and the owner would never call me back. So whatever.
what you do then is just go over there and you pull the plug out, and then you cut the plug so they can't plug it back in.
I mean, they'd come see me
Problem
then.
solved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it! I should have called you in as a consultant,
Yeah. Well, but I do
and
take
then you would have said this.
That ain't gonna go unpunished.
hard times, baby. Hard
I have a
times.
whole bunch of Dusty clips saved on Instagram from No Context Dusty that I'm going to add to the board.
Oh,
I've
nice,
been
nice.
stockpiling them. And I actually have a new intro started, a new theme song. Connor gave me another song. It's a little more metal for the opening.
Okay. All
And
right.
so that's the one thing I didn't get done was I was going to have a new opening for the new year, but it'll be for episode 2 of 2023. So
You were very ambitious. I
And there was just
watched.
things I needed to get done.
Okay.
You want to go ahead? What did you do?
I was gonna say you were ambitious. You got things done. I watched a dozen Liam Neeson movies.
Look at that. It's like I knew you were going to say that.
We segued into that nicely.
Nicely done, sir. You're getting really good at this.
Oh
So,
yeah.
okay. So let's talk about this. We'll call it a project. It's either that or some sort of masochistic streak you've got. So why? Why? Why 12
Well,
Days of Liam?
okay.
This was
So
actually my wife's question, by the way.
why?
Why?
Okay. Thanksgiving, the Hallmark Channel fires up, the 50 million movies with the same plot, the girl, which if you think about it, it's really sexy because here's a girl, career girl. She goes out to New York or the city and she's a semi-professional. She's about to make it big. She's going to deliver the big presentation, win the client. But no, she goes back home and marries the coffee shop guy, which is like a huge step down from whatever her dream was. And I honestly find those movies to be sexist and I think damaging to women. So
Yeah, it's a terrible model. And if it were like on any other
self-respecting
network,
channel.
yeah, I mean, I don't really understand how we got to the need for a year-round seasonal movie channel. It may be time to like dial back the number of channels we have access to, but that's just me.
That could be it. Now, so I have a friend. She's an actress. She's actually a sister of a friend of mine who collects Funko. And
Okay.
last time we caught up with her at San Diego, she was talking about doing a Lifetime movie. And so my
I
first
remember you telling
question,
me
of
about this.
course,
Yeah.
yeah, my first question, of course, is so how were you abused? Um, But she talks about
Nice.
the yeah.
Nice.
I go, so was it physical or mental abuse? She's like, neither. She's 33 and she played like the bad high school girl who was tormenting the main character, whose father was cheating on his mother. She went into some of the details and you're just like, yeah, I'm not listening anymore. Um,
You lost me.
but yeah, but she talked about just sort of the meat grinder process of these Hallmark or Lifetime movies, and she even said, she goes, if you get one, you pretty much know what you're walking into. It's long days, single or two, one or two takes, and just move on. It's just grind them out, grind them out, grind them out. And she said she actually made money doing voice work for like one episode of uh, a TV show, an animated show, than she did on the 2 or 3 weeks that she was on this movie shoot.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, that's neither here nor there.
So how
one
does
night,
that tie back into the 12 Days of Liam? I'm going to put you back on track.
okay, so it goes like this: Netflix recommended for you, and I swear to God, it was Taken, Taken 2, Taken 3, and then like 4 other Liam Neeson movies, and I was like, oh yeah,
What have you been
I will
watching?
take that challenge. I don't know. That was the thing. I was like, I will take that challenge. Boom. Honest Thief. Let's go.
All right.
And it was terrible.
What was that? Honest Thief? Look at that.
Honest Thief. Hey.
Tell me about. Okay, here's what I noticed when you sent me the list earlier.
Yeah.
And I noticed also when I was entering them into the graphics machine, they almost make a sentence, one. And two,
The
and
Honest Thief
two,
walks amongst tombstones.
yeah, memory unknown.
Memory
A
unknown.
walk among the tombstones. The 18
Actually,
in
one of the
cold
better
pursuit.
ones.
Yeah. I will get to that because I want to ask about that one.
Okay.
Anyway, so you started with Honest Thief. Why Honest Thief?
I don't know, because it was like it didn't sound like Taken. That's why.
Okay.
You know,
Don't they
it
all
was an
sound like
honest.
Taken?
Well, because like every other description sounds like Taken. He plays a blankety blank bent on revenge for his blankety blank's murder /
It's a
kidnapping.
Hallmark movie for dudes.
There you have it. That's about right. Yes, absolutely.
If it's
So-
if it's January, it's time for a Liam Neeson holiday movie.
That's right. So yeah, so you read the description like an honest thief. He's a thief and he wants to go legit, but some cops are putting the squeeze on him, and he has to fight for his honor.
Right to
something like
party.
that.
I don't.
Right to party. Yes, and so you watch it and you're like, wow, that was really bad.
Okay.
because it's like the plot was just sort of performances were kind of um, it just was nothing. So then you're like, okay, fine, I'm gonna watch another one.
I bet I know. Was it? Nope, not. I jumped
No, it
ahead.
wasn't that
Sorry,
one.
no,
You
it
jumped
was this
ahead.
one. It was
It
this one.
was, and that one was fucking terrible. As I told my wife, she goes, "Why are you watching this?" I go, "I don't know, because I don't even care about the plot. The plot is so pointless and so stupid, and so, he's a fixer for the FBI. Is that a job? Is that really? I mean, yes, it's a movie job. It's like George
Well, sure.
Clooney. Yeah, it's like the FBI needs fixers. I mean, can't they just call the CIA?
Okay. All right. So this is the one, because when you started this out, I know I made some suggestions and our buddy John Morehouse made some suggestions. And
Mhm.
you mentioned that you had watched one where he was opposite Aiden Quinn. This appears to be that movie. I'm looking it
No,
up as we go along.
there's two.
There's
Aiden
two with
Quinn.
Aiden Quinn?
So that's Blacklight.
Okay, hold on. Now, sidebar, what the
Is
hell
that-
happened to Aiden Quinn? Because he was poised in the mid 80s to be something.
I
And then
think he
I
got
don't know what
heavy.
happened. I'm looking at the other folks that appear in this movie. The chick from Umbrella Academy who has the vocal powers.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
One of the
Oh, yeah,
inmates
yeah, she
from
was the
Orange is the
reporter.
New Black.
Mhm. Yeah.
And that's all I can help with because I don't recognize any of the rest of these people. Even like the downstream guys who you can usually go, oh, I know that guy. I got nothing on the rest of this cast.
Nothing.
All right.
It's one of
perfect.
those where there's like 15 production companies. It's a studio canal production of a Joe Blowski film.
They all threw $20 in.
Exactly. Like, they strung together, 24 financiers. It's like the producers made a movie. It was Blacklight.
All right.
So that one
look-
was so now I'm losing faith in my 12 days of Liam idea after this one.
uh-huh.
So I try Memory.
Look at that. It's like I
Hey.
knew you were going to say that.
So Memory, he is an assassin who is going to get
I got an
some
idea.
news-
I got an idea. You name you name the movie. I'll read the IMDb description.
Okay, Memory. So this is the one I saw.
Okay.
That was the next one I
Memory.
watched.
An assassin for hire finds that he's become a target after he refuses to complete a job for a dangerous criminal organization.
Guy Pearce is in
Okay.
it,
Yes, he
which
is.
is interesting because he doesn't put post-it notes on everything, but he writes it all on his arm. And it was like, whoa.
What? Does he really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Liam Neeson's writing things on his arm. And it's a good thing he's a tall fella because he's got a lot of arm to cover.
Man.
But yeah, so that's the Guy Pearce movie. And it was not good. It was okay.
But of the three so far, which one was your favorite?
I'm going to go with Memory just because of the symmetry of Guy Pearce playing against a guy who's losing his mind.
Okay. All right. We can go with
So
that.
you've-
All right. You ready?
Yeah, so you've got Guy Pearce Memento to Liam Neeson's Memory. I'm sure there's some sort of weird space-time
You're stretching,
connection.
and I appreciate the try. Okay. So after Memory, we went with
Unknown. So Unknown. You're going to do the plot?
Yeah. When a
Okay.
man awakens from a coma, only to discover that someone has taken on his identity, he teams up with a young woman to prove who he is. My best movie
Yes.
tone voice.
There we go. Aiden Quinn. That's the
Yes,
other
I
Aidan
see
Quinn
that.
one.
And January
this one-
Jones.
January. This one's not bad. Okay. So here's the plot. He's a doctor. He's going to a conference. He leaves his passport at the airport. He goes back to retrieve it, gets into a car accident, ends up in a coma, wakes up, kind of figures out where he's supposed to be, goes to find out there's his wife, but now she's with Aiden Quinn, and Aiden Quinn knows all the answers about this guy's life. And there's even pictures of Aiden Quinn and the wife, and he does not understand how this happened. Then some assassins try and kill him. And it
As
turns
they'll
out,
do.
as they'll do, and it turns out Frank Langella shows up. You automatically know he's the bad guy because he's
Academy
never,
Award winner, Frank
Academy
Langella.
Award winner Frank Langella shows up. He's
Yes,
the
he's
good
definitely
guy.
the bad guy.
Yeah, he's the doc. He's Liam's friend, And then what it turns out is that Liam is an assassin and part of this cabal of assassins that include Aidan Quinn, his wife, and Frank Langella. And they are setting up this theft hit. And the backup plan was if something happened to Liam, Aidan Quinn would step in. And they all had
Wow.
similar credentials. That's why he would produce all these photos of him and his wife and why he was freaking out. And of course,
Okay,
he
that's not
remembers.
bad.
That's not bad. And of course, the big fight scene, he then does remember he has a special set of skills and starts killing a bunch of people. So that one was actually pretty good.
Ah,
We'll give that one the best of the batch.
Are you a soldier? Are you an errand boy?
He's an assassin.
all right. The next one I'm legitimately curious about, and I'll tell you why when we get there. All right.
Okay.
So your next one was a walk
Among
among
the
the.
Tombstone.
Yes. Hold on. It went away. Hold on. Private investigator Matthew Scudder is hired by a drug kingpin to find out who kidnapped and murdered his wife.
Yes. And actually, that one's pretty good. It's a little noirish. You've got David Harbour in there as the bad guy who is part of a sadomasochist gay serial murdering couple. Okay.
Okay.
And he's actually not the worst of the pair. It's the other one who's really, really jacked up.
Okay.
So that one actually is really good.
I've been reading the books in the series.
Oh, there's a
What's that?
There's a series of film.
There's like books. Yeah, Matthew Scudder. He's much less formal about his doings in the books than like he refuses to call himself a private investigator. He just does favors for cash.
Yes, and he does that in the movies.
Yeah. Okay. And they start in the 70s and run. I'm like 5 or 6 in. I read them, every once in a while when I'm looking for something, I'll pick one up because they're, they are pulpy noiry. He drinks a lot. He wanders around New York a lot.
Yep.
So I was legitimately curious about this one.
I like that one. That one was good.
Okay. I've been waiting till I get to that book before I watched it. So,
okay.
Yeah. All right.
So that was one of those where you're like, hey, that's actually pretty good. And somehow you managed to fit that in between special set of skills movies. So.
And then we have one of the two that you watched that I've seen. Dun, 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 dun.
Horrible wig. I mean, he's wearing like this.
Yes.
Yeah, that horrible Lego plastic man
it's
hair.
Like they George Papard and shellacked it to his head.
Yeah, he does. And now that I think about it, he does look like a Lego man. That he has that kind of hair, the comb over hair.
Isn't he one of the voices in the Lego movie?
Yes, he is. I think he's
so maybe it was
Psycho.
You're right. Yeah, so maybe he was just practicing. Okay, I've seen this one. Go ahead. I'm not going to read the description of the A-Team because if you're listening to us and you don't know what the A-Team is, change the channel.
Yes, and the narration, they're framed for a crime they didn't commit. If you have a problem,
hope. If no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the A-Team.
Yes, exactly.
That's like the first time that has been ever appropriate ever.
So yeah, that was fun, stupid fun.
It really is. I mean, and it's so many people you can tell enjoyed the TV show growing up because there's no reason for Liam Neeson to be in it. There's no reason for Bradley Cooper to be in it. There's no reason for John Hamm to be in it. I mean,
oh yeah, and he's only in it for a few minutes at the end. So
yeah. Oh, spoiler alert. I loved Rampage Jackson as B.A. Baracus when that movie. I think I saw this. I think I actually saw this one in the theater, and then I watched it with the boys one night. And then they would refuse to watch the TV show after I showed them the movie, so I did that backwards. But yeah, I thought Rampage was great as B.A. And So all right, hold on.
So that one was a good one.
That was a good one. Let's see. Oh, Gerald McCraney was in that. I forgot.
Yes, as the bad guy. He does the heel turn,
Yes, that's right. He takes off his little Panama hat, puts on his black cowboy hat.
Something like
Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah,
getting that.
there we go.
All right.
Yes.
So here's our next choice in 12 Days of Liam. It was,
Cold Pursuit.
this has one of my favorite descriptions of all time. And I remember when this
Okay.
one came out because Jack wanted to see it and we never got to it. A grieving snowplow driver seeks out revenge against the drug dealers who killed his son.
Yes.
Yes. Laura Dern, Academy Award winner. Laura Dern.
Who's in it for like 5 minutes?
Laura Dern got to eat. Wow.
That one, I do believe, was meant to be like a Laplander dark comedy. It was directed by a Swede or a Finn or a Ouija or something.
A Ouija?
Norwegian, yeah, Ouija.
Okay.
I went to the Scandinavian school, so
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
yeah.
You lost me on that one, but I got you. I'm
Yeah,
back.
so Ouija's. Anyway, yeah, because like so every time a bad guy gets killed, they then cut to a title card that lists the actor's name and then the guy he played.
What?
Oh yeah, yeah. So it starts off and it's kind of slow.
Okay, I'm
He's a
seriously interested in this now. Go ahead. You've got me.
He literally is a snow driver, right?
Hmm.
And his
Apparently a
wait
better
minute,
one than Jeremy Renner, by the way.
yeah, but-
Oh, too soon?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
about the same. Anyway, but he lives in this apparently alpine town 3 hours north of Denver, which I'm not exactly
What?
sure how that worked out. Denver is the major American city, but the town has a very, very like Scandinavian name. And it's just kind of like, it just, you're sitting here going, obviously, that they could have substituted Stockholm, Oslo. I'm running out of Sweden. Copenhagen, maybe. Okay. But
Amsterdam. Nope, that's too far
Amsterdam,
south.
not too far south. So anyway, he's a snowplow driver. His kid works at the airport. His kid steals some drugs from the bad guy in Denver, who is trying to cut in on the Indian reservation, the native tribe that is currently running the coke trade up in the
Of
mountains
course.
of Colorado. And so that ultimately ends up with a showdown between the bad guys out of Denver and the guys from the res. And because they do a title card every time one of the bad guys buys it, they
Mhm.
have a huge shootout at one spot and the title card pops up and it's got like 15 names on it.
Okay, we have to watch this movie. This sounds insane.
It's kind of slow. That's why but it is when you kind of get into that, the bad guy out of Denver is completely over the top. The Indians are, you know, one guy said, I should have opened a casino like my brother instead of the drugs. But the last scene is like one of the Indians, for whatever reason, goes like skydiving in the mountains. And I'm not sure what happens, but Liam Neeson, everybody's dead. He's got his revenge. He just gets back in the snowplow and goes to work. And as he's driving away, he's got the bad guy Indian who's got the gun on him, right?
Mhm.
And now they've all kind of mellowed out. They're just driving along. And in the distance, you see the guy who's doing the parachute thing.
Mhm.
And he's coming in and he's coming in and he's coming in and he lands in front of the snowplow. The snowplow kicks out a river of blood and parachute. One last title card.
Okay, I'm definitely watching this now. You've sold it. So far, this is the one I'm watching.
I don't know. I think if there's like a little bit more Guy Ritchie-ness to it, it
Right.
kind of looked like a poor man's Fargo kind of a thing. Might be the best way. It's like a low end
Cohen Light.
Coen Brothers, yeah, that aspires to be. But I actually enjoyed it because those little touches just kind of took it someplace that you weren't expecting. So it wasn't
Right.
taken. It was just strange.
So we're at, so is A Team first or is Walk Among the Tombstones first?
Tombstones, I'll go with first.
Tombstones. Then is it
A
A Team?
Team. Hmm.
Then this one?
This one actually, no, though I think the one after this goes before Cold Pursuit.
Okay. Well, so far of what we have
Yeah.
so far. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Well, we'll go to the next one then. That's a good segue. Under
Very.
suspicion.
Yep. You'll read this.
Okay, hold
He's
on.
a detective who's been wronged.
No way. Brighton, England, 1959. Disgraced cop turned private detective Tony Aaron falsifies adulteries for use as evidence in divorce cases. He involves his wife. Oh, this one's long. Blah, blah, blah. Go ahead. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's like 3 paragraphs long on that one. This one's
Okay,
older. This one's older.
It's older.
This is
It's like
pre-taken.
yeah, this is like an early one. The chick from Just Shoot Me.
Yeah, Laura San Giacomo.
She's in it. This was apparently an attempt at her having a serious acting career.
This
She
would have
didn't
been
pull it
right
off.
after Sex Lies and Videotape for her. So, yeah.
There you go. Yeah. So anyway, he's a detective who gins up adultery. He goes and does one of these adultery cases because adultery. It's Ireland, right? The only way you can get a divorce is if you have proof of adultery. So he sets it up, takes some pictures, gets somebody to witness, and the guy gets a divorce, and everybody lives happily ever after. Goes in to do it, and the people that he's set up are murdered.
Oh, Jesus.
Murdered. And it turns out he used his wife.
Murdered?
So his wife is dead. Murdered. So now the wife is dead. The guy she was fooling around with is a famous artist who's married to one woman having an affair with Just Shoot Me lady. And it all looks like Liam is the bad guy who actually shot the couple. And he was a famous artist, and he would put his thumbprint in the paintings to prove it was real. And he had all these unfinished paintings. So if somebody murdered him and took his thumb, they could basically go and authenticate all these artworks and make a fortune. So Liam is on death row. He's about to be hung for it. His buddy shows up. He finds evidence, the guy's thumb, in the girlfriend's apartment, whatever. Saves Liam, puts the girl into jail. And then at the end, Liam immigrates to Miami, where it turns out he actually did do the murders.
Oh, twist.
And set up the girlfriend, and because he had a side deal with the ex-wife. And so
Okay.
that one
Twisty.
actually is very twisty. Liked it better than Cold Pursuit. So that was a good one.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Well, let's talk about the next one. See how it fares.
Okay.
The
Commuter.
commuter.
That was dumb.
Is that all you got to say about that? An insurance salesman / ex-cop is caught up in a life-threatening conspiracy during his daily commute home.
Yeah.
Wow.
So imagine
and this is
Bullet
the
Train
who's
with
who
a-
of. Hey, Mike Ehrmantraut in this.
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
So that one it's terrible. It just I mean it is. It's
This
just
is awful.
it's Passenger 57. It's any one of those genre movies where the cop or the ex-cop finds himself on some sort of enclosed traveling vehicle and then has to solve like a murder mystery in real time. And anyway, it's basically the next film on the list in a train.
Yeah. I remember the next one, so let's go ahead. And it's nonstop.
Now that's Commuter on a plane.
Yes. With Academy Award winner Julianne Moore. I remember when this one came out. An air marshal springs into action during a transatlantic flight after receiving a series of text messages demanding $150 million into an offshore account, or someone will die every 20 minutes.
Mhm.
Every 20 minutes.
Every 20 minutes.
I want to know who his provider is that he's getting text messages on a transatlantic flight.
Well, it's a government phone. So
Okay.
there you go.
It's a
But there
black
you have
phone.
it. Yeah, but what that description fails to mention is that he is an alcoholic who lost his daughter.
He can't keep up with daughters. That's
You could just quit having them, Liam, because no kids for Liam. They don't survive. But on the other hand, he does avenge all their deaths.
Hey, and he's making time with lots of Academy Award winning ladies. So I mean, I guess
Yes,
there's
he
that.
is. So yeah, that one's Commuter on a Plane. It was stupid. I mean, just vapid.
Okay,
You,
okay.
you
So
come to
we're
realize
that's 10 in. At what point did you want to just like put a bullet in your mouth?
right there
Okay, after nonstop,
after
you
I
weren't sure you
did
were gonna.
Nonstop and Commuter back to back. Now I did Memory
Weren't
and
sure you
Unknown
were.
back to back, which was like I think I'm watching the same movie. I'm not sure. I actually had to go back and remind myself of the plot of Blacklight because I couldn't remember it, even though
I
I'd
think
seen it only 10 days before.
I think that's the plot of the next one. No, I'm just kidding. Um, it's, are you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
I've seen this one.
hmm
This is a
Dark Man.
classic.
It
Dark
is a
Man.
classic.
I'm not reading
Uh,
the description because again, if you're listening to us and you've not seen Dark Man, you're on the wrong show.
hmm So Sam Raimi directs a superhero movie. Um, I guess
With
whoever,
two-time Academy Award winner Frances McDormand.
yes, in an early role.
Early, she was. You know what else she was in? I watched a while back, and this is sidetrack. Did you ever see Lone Star? It came out in like '96.
I
Chris
think so.
Cooper. It was
Yeah.
like a murder mystery on the border. McConaughey was in it. Chris Christopherson.
Yeah, I
Frances
remember it.
McDormand is in that. She's Chris Cooper's football crazy ex-wife, and I watched it with Connor, and I told him who was in it, and I had no recollection of her being in it whatsoever. And it was obviously before the first Oscar, before she became Frances McDormand. But
Yeah, the same thing here.
anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
It was kind of weird because I was like, a lot of times I'll read the Wikipedia entries that give you like the history, the
Right.
casting and all that. So Darkman is whatever studio made it. They were trying to capitalize on the popularity of Batman, and Sam Raimi kind of pitched them this idea, kind of pulpy, because they wanted to do something like The Shadow, but Alec Baldwin was out there fucking that up, so they couldn't
Right.
do
For
that.
everybody forever, apparently.
Everybody forever. Yes. So anyway, he does Darkman, which Liam is a scientist who's working on like prosthetics or skin treatment, skin grafts,
Right.
fake skin grafts, but they only last like 90 minutes unless you protect them from sunlight. And then they kind of last. Something about sunlight will cause it to break
It
down.
decays. Yes. I
Decays.
recall that.
And you've got the guy who played Lenny in L.A. Law.
Larry
Benny.
Drake. Yes.
Larry Drake playing
Yes.
Benny.
Lenny. Benny.
Because
Benny.
Benny, yeah, you kept expecting him to go into the Benny character, and instead he's sort of like a badass
He's a
gangster guy.
sadist, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he's chopping people's fingers off with the cigar chopper and stuff like that. But when you read about it, it's like he had like a 2-hour cut. The studio cut it down to like 80 minutes. He went in and recut it to like 120 minutes, which would explain why there's some parts of it that are real choppy and they're very Sam Raimi, just kind of cheesy sort of gel effects, and
Mhm.
the camera spins and stuff like that. Pulpy, kind of fun. Music by Danny Elfman, where he basically just pilfered his Batman soundtrack, note for note.
Good for him. Good for him. Get paid
Mhm.
twice if you can.
Pretty much.
All right. So that gets us through the 11th day of Liam. Now, for day 12, I have to ask, why 2?
because I've already seen the first one,
Okay. All right.
and I
I
was
think
very
this is the only one
curious.
I've actually seen.
Was who did he leave alive to cause Taken 2 to happen? Because as you know, in the first one, he killed everything with a pulse. Oh man, you hung up on us. Oh no, 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 no. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Okay. This is too bad because I want to tell you about who the bad guy is because he's like the bad guy in everything that needs a suave Russian type of bad guy. I don't know the guy's name, but he's got the beard, the white flowing hair. He was the bad guy in part of John Wick. He was the bad guy in The Saint. Um, he was the bad guy, like I said, whenever they need a generic Russian, Eastern European bad guy. And until Bruce comes back to read the IMDb database, description. It's basically Liam, in killing everybody, killed this guy's son. So he's sworn revenge. So he has now found Liam Neeson and his family in Istanbul, and he kidnaps them, and they get away, and Liam kills everybody. And you're back with no sound. No sound. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, no sound. Oh, there we go. Let's
Yeah.
try that.
Can you hear me now?
How about now?
Hey,
Yeah.
looky there. There we go. Okay, so sorry about that. I'm gonna get the Wi-Fi fixed before next time. So,
That's okay.
You-
Gave
you
it
were
a full
curious-
quantum.
you were curious about.
Who he left alive from the first one.
Okay.
And so what we come to find out is that it's actually the father of one of the people he killed who's coming to get revenge on him. That's why I was suggesting it should be Taken 2, Taken Aback. And it was played by the guy who always plays a generic Russian, Eastern European bad guy. He's got the beard. He's got the white flowing hair or gray flowing hair.
Okay.
He was the
I see.
bad guy in The Saint. He was the bad guy in John Wick. We talked about the Baba Yaga.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. I
Mhm.
see. Uncle Rico was in it, and Famke Jensen,
Yes.
one of my favorites. And then I see Luke Grimes, now of Yellowstone fame, also in it.
And it was, just mindless. It was one of those where it was just so kind of listless in spots that you're like, he's going to kill everybody. So what do we?
This
care?
is
Bunch of
when he
dudes in
realized.
tracksuits.
This is when he realized they would pay him to make this movie every year. Was this one?
I think so.
Taken was kind of a left field hit,
hmm
and they said, "Want to do it again? We'll pay you more." And he said,
Okay.
"All right."
All right. Because I've
And
got a
then-
special set of skills, and it's just
So, all right. Well, overall, how traumatized are you? Or as you said earlier, how were you abused?
not traumatized, not abused, but you do realize that movie star is just a job. There's really nothing special about what these guys do. And if you're an actor, you act and you get paid to make movies or films or do plays and stuff. And I think nothing but slogging through the 12 days of Liam basically says, yeah, the man just looking for a paycheck.
Yeah. And there's a lot of guys like that because the other day I downloaded this app called Seen It where you can check off movies and TV shows
Oh,
that you've
okay.
seen.
Mhm.
And I got into that same vortex with going through John Cusack's movie history since his last resurgence, or John Travolta, or Nicolas Cage, and it's just like there's a name rubric where they spin two wheels, and it's under a radar, or I mean, it's just like there's like 17 words in some combination, and the same movie poster with a different guy's face on it, and it's just, you know what? I applaud them for continuing to work because they don't
Well,
have
yeah.
to. Some of them, well,
Some
Kate
probably don't have to.
Yeah.
But so then my wife goes, so then as I finished up the last day of Liam, I come upstairs and my wife is watching a Gerard Butler movie.
He's
And I
another
go,
one.
There, and I said, there we go. There's my 12 days of Gerard. And I may just do this from time to time, is just sit down and watch a series of movies starring
like
the same
it.
actor. And I go, because here's the beauty of Gerard Butler. I can do Olympus Has Fallen, bad romantic comedy. London Has Fallen, bad romantic comedy.
Kind of Plane. This year's entry that is called Just Plane.
Okay.
I
There
saw
we
a
go.
commercial for it last night. It's coming out
yeah.
in a couple of weeks. Plane
So I
crashes. He's the heroic pilot, and Luke Cage is the. It looks like Con Air. Luke Cage is the guy in handcuffs that he has to undo to help him fight off the insurgents in the jungles where he crashed his plane. Yeah. Plane coming to a theater near you.
So there we go. So I do want to do the 12 Days of Gerard and then just do action feature, romantic comedy,
That's
action
an
feature,
awesome idea. That's an
romantic
awesome
comedy, and then just kind of go and then end with Phantom of the Opera.
idea. Nice callback. Nice.
Just to see how, the ups and downs of how they tried to turn him into a rom-com star.
300 to
300, you maybe start with 300 and end with Phantom.
there you go.
There we go.
That's a nice
This is
bookend.
Sparta, and then romantic comedy with
The
the
music
girl
of the
from
night.
the romantic comedy with Katherine Heigl.
Oh
Then
yeah.
Jack has fallen. Well,
And then there's obviously a romantic comedy with Jennifer Aniston. I remember that. Bounty
put that
Hunter,
one in
I
there too.
believe.
Yes, yes. So I'll just kind of mix them up like that.
I like
And
it.
then I thought, what other ones could I do, which would be
Could do-
maybe more out there? You could do Nick Cage, but that feels like a
That's-
cheat. So do
That's obvious.
12 Days of Jerry Bruckheimer.
Ooh. 12
Those-
Days of Bay.
12 Days of, oh, God, that's fantastic. I like the way that one sounds. It's 12 Days of Bay.
12 days. You know who would be a good candidate for it, and it seems obvious, but there's enough variety. 12 Days of Samuel L. Jackson, because there's a lot of crap
There's
amongst
a
the really
lot of
good
stuff. Mhm.
amongst the really good stuff. There's some shit
Oh, yeah.
sandwiches.
Snakes on a Plane,
Formula 43.
Kingsman. Yes. Oh, that one was bad.
It was. We both seen it though, so that'll tell you something.
12
All right.
Days of a Bad Motherfucker.
Tired of these 12 days, motherfucker.
12 Days of Bay. 12 days. And I thought, well, you could do the 12 Days of Cusack.
Yeah, and there's
And
a lot
I
of
follow
stuff.
him on Instagram or Twitter, so it's like, just spam him. I want to do 12 days of your movies. What do you recommend?
Oh, but it has to be post High Fidelity.
Yes. Yes. So then the one where he's Edgar Allan Poe, the one
Oh,
where he's in
yeah.
the haunted hotel
There-
room.
There are some really, really bad ones though, like way downstream. Like I'm not kidding. Hold on, I'm gonna look because I was shocked by some of it. Hold on, I'm looking. I've got that app I told you about. Seen it.
Mhm.
Link in the bio coming up. Let's see, Cusack. So looking at his recent filmography, there's River Runs Red, Blood Money, Arsenal.
Oh, the one where he finds the money off the back of the truck.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's pre-High Fidelity.
Yeah. That
You
means
can go all the way back to A Better Off Dead
Better Off Dead
or One Crazy Summer.
Yep. The Sure Thing, Rob Reiner's first feature film.
Oh, there we go. There
We
we
can.
go.
Well, I can do John Cusack with you. I'll
Okay.
do that one.
We'll do that.
Uh, Maybe. So, all right. Well, I wasn't quite as ambitious with my viewing. I was
Okay.
pretty straightforward. I watched Glass Onion.
Yeah, we saw that one too.
I thought was better than the first one.
Oh, you did.
I did.
I didn't think it was as good as the first. Both enjoyable. I didn't think it was as.
I enjoyed the first one.
Mhm.
Never really understood the hype. That I didn't think it
Okay.
was great. I
Okay.
enjoyed it. I thought this one was more. I liked that it was a locked room mystery on a billionaire's island. I thought that was a
Mhm.
clever touch. And I think I just liked some of the characters better, if that's possible, because they were all such
Okay.
scumbags. I don't know. I thought Batista was awesome as Joe Rogan. And
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he was.
yeah, I mean, you were like, I was going, okay, so that's who that's supposed to be, and I think I'm in the minority, but I enjoyed that one more than the first one. So anyway,
Okay.
but I liked it. And we watched Bullet Train. Have you seen that one?
Bullet Train's fun.
Bullet
It-
Train
it's-
fun. It's Die Hard, Smoking Aces, Quentin Tarantino, Speed, all rolled into one.
So you could do the 12 Days of Guy Ritchie.
Ooh, you could.
And then at the end of it, you'll be talking in jump shots or jump cuts and an indiscernible English Scottish brogue, you know.
Look, 12 Days of Snyder.
I thought about doing the 12 Days of Elfman, which could very easily be the 12 Days of Tim Burton.
Right. To be careful with that one.
That one, yeah,
That's
you got to look and mix that one up. That one,
Yeah,
that one
you
has
go-
got to take some planning.
yeah. You can't just go top 12 because that's going to be a lot of Tim Burton. You're
A
right.
lot of Tim Burton.
And then we started watching finally Only Murders in the Building, which I was hesitant because I'm still not sure how I feel about the Steve Martin Short hetero life mate pairing that's suddenly become the thing. But I'm really enjoying that show a lot.
I
We're like
watched the
halfway
first
through.
couple of. Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I've done a couple of episodes and I had a hard time kind of staying in it.
It takes a little time, but it's worth trying again. We're halfway through the second season,
Okay.
and once it starts rolling, it's really really strong. And there's every once in a while I'll go, well, there's a Martin Short moment because it'll take you right out of it because you'll do something so completely Martin Shorty.
Yeah, oh, look,
you know-
it's Ed Grimley.
Yeah, exactly. And there's one episode I won't give too much away where you get some classic Steve Martin physical comedy, and I was very excited by that. And so that's really good. Selena Gomez is actually holds her own, and she'd do much better if she just opened her mouth and enunciate. That's all I have to say about that.
Maybe that's just her character.
Well,
She's a
some of it, but
ventriloquist. Some of it is just her.
she's good. Somebody's pulling your strings. Hey,
Oh,
so yeah. Well,
okay, and we don't want to talk about Zardos.
I forgot to write it down, but it was on my list. Yes. Did you find it to watch? Okay, hold on. Let's set this up. So New Year's Day, I saw a meme. It was Sean Connery in the infamous, and I'm going to make this the cover picture, by the way.
Oh, good.
The infamous red diaper costume from the movie Zardoz.
Which and the cross piece is not like suspenders. It's supposed to be a bandolier.
Yes, but it looks like a bungee cord. Before those existed, I think. And he's got a black beard and like a waist length pigtail. And it said the meme reminded folks that movie, which was shot in the 70s, takes place in 2023.
80s.
Is it 80s?
84.
What? No way.
Oh, it gets better.
Hold on. And the meme reminded people that movie was set in 2023, so prepare to start dressing in this manner. Go. And you had never seen Zardoz.
John Borman wrote and directed it.
What?
Yes. John Borman did it. That's Excalibur, Deliverance. Yeah,
it's 74. It's 74.
Okay, 74. Anyway,
there was no way that was 84.
No, it's the graphics look like Xanadu. But
it's a hard watch. It's one. I think I've seen it twice. Just when it was like the late movie back when we were growing up.
Watch. And Burt Reynolds was supposed to be in it as Zed. And as I posted to you, Burt dodged a bullet.
Yeah. That'd be a hard follow-up to Deliverance. Here, put on a red diaper. If you've not seen Zardoz, you can rent it on Prime.
You can rent it. That's how I found it.
Oh, and you watched it.
And I made myself watch it. And it just in spots was so
Yeah.
From the opening thing where like they've got like this the little bouncing ball, and it's the guy who's like giving the sort of court jester kind of abbreviated, and I am Arthur and I am immortal, and he's got like a painted on mustache and a painted on chin thing, and he's like, I'm a magician and a god, and this is and you're like, oh, I have made a horrible mistake.
See,
and then they got the floating head.
I can excuse my and then there's the twist at the end, which we won't give away, but the twist that the title represents.
Yeah, but I mean, there's one part where it's just, it hurts. The gun is good, and you're like, okay, the penis is bad. I'm sorry, did I hear that correctly? The penis is bad. And in the moment the thing said it, and I said out loud to myself in an empty room, he didn't just say that, and then the dialogue repeated. I didn't hit the rewind button. It just,
They had a point to make.
Penis is bad, which leads to a scene later where it's like oh god, the Time Machine, like H.G. Wells, because
Hmm.
you have the what what the hell are they
Eloy,
called? The
Eloy,
Eloys, yeah, the beautiful people, and then you had the scum
Morlocks,
suckers, the Morlocks,
Morlocks.
not the ones from the X-Men
No,
comics. No,
they didn't
the
have any hot one-eyed chicks in leather vests. No,
no. Even drawn by John Romita Jr. Still a hot chick in a leather vest.
hot one-eyed punk rock chick. Yep.
Living in the sewers of New York with her mutant
I hope my children
albino.
never. I hope my boys never assemble that character because they might both propose. That is squarely in their wheelhouse right now.
So you've got that society, and then you've got Zed introduced into it as sort of the savage. And because they're immortal, they've lost interest. One of the most bizarre scenes, which you got to kind of wonder because you had the penis is bad, and then this other thing, it's like, what the fuck's up with Borman? This is wrong. This is really wrong. They have it where all the scientists of the Eloi, which not what they're called,
It's okay.
today we are studying the erection because
It's been a long time since I saw the movie. I'm going to be honest with you. This is the trauma for you is fresh.
it was so awful. And that was the thing. And you're like going, again, empty room. He didn't, she didn't, no. I mean, I must have drifted off. I didn't hear that right. And no, there's a graphic of the penis and how it becomes erect and how they because they're immortal and don't procreate, they've just lost that love and feeling.
I hate when she does that, Goose.
Uh-huh. But they've got scenes where like they're in a mirror fun house and the people are doing that crazy like, oh look, that's the weird people dance, and it's like bad modern dance,
From the 70s, so it's even worse.
from the 70s. Yeah, it's like Mummenschanz from the old Muppet shows. Those guys with the puppet heads and they
Yes.
post-it notes with they draw the expressions on. Yes, and they come around, bounce around like frogs and shit. Yes, we're having a Zardos moment. Everybody do the Zardos.
I'm just grateful that I've never seen anyone cosplaying as that character at a con.
Oh my god, you have to
Doesn't he have
such
like thigh? It's been so long since I was like, he's got
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
yeah,
red
he's got,
diaper
like,
with
knee-high
thigh-high
boots.
leather boots on, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Yes. Okay, with the red diaper and the pigtail. Yeah, I'm
gotta have
I'm sure
some
someone
real-
has done it, but
you've got to have some serious positive body image to pull that off because to walk around in that for like days and that's the thing. I'm watching it going, Jesus, he was on a movie set for weeks dressed like this.
yeah, that happened.
It's just so bad, so very bad.
And that was right after he finished being Bond, wasn't it?
Yeah, because here's what happened. We watched a thing on the music of Bond,
Okay.
and yeah, it did talk about how he kind of like thought he would be, kind of typecast. So after he was done, when he went back for Diamonds Are Forever, he negotiated this deal where he would do a couple more Bond picks. I think he only did Diamonds Are Forever. But the studio would then allow him to do these other projects so he wouldn't be typecast as Bond. And for whatever reason, Zardos is one that he picked. So
Yeah.
that's why you have agents, kids. I really want to work with John Borman. He did Excalibur. Yeah.
He hadn't done Excalibur yet, though. That was
No,
80.
he hadn't.
That was between Deliverance and
This is Zardos.
had he done it? Hold on. I'm trying to remember. Oh, I'm on the wrong.
I'm going to say that Excalibur was 80s.
Excalibur was 80. I remember that.
And I
was
do
trying-
think Liam's in Excalibur.
He is. I mentioned that. It was one of the ones I gave you.
That's right, which is maybe how I ended up at Zardos. I don't remember.
No, you aimed up at Zardos after my meme the other day.
Oh, okay.
That's all my fault. Yeah. So
So
Deliverance
it
was
was-
72.
Okay.
Zardos was 74. Then he did Exorcist 2, a universally panned movie. So he's like
Yeah.
one for three there. And then he did
Okay.
Excalibur. So
So now we're
yeah.
back to batting 500.
Yeah. And then I didn't go any further because I don't care.
Yeah, it was. It was
It's a trip.
painful. It is a trip. It is of an era
Yes.
where they thought this wiggly dance thing was, yeah, that this. Oh, look, that's mind bending. And maybe if you dropped a bunch of acid and watched that, it would totally kind of.
Yeah, it's not a good movie, but it's a great meme.
And it'd be an even awesomest, cosplay.
Oh,
Somebody who's quite hairy, but
and
not on his
confident in themselves.
hairy and confident and jacked.
Yeah, you got to have that Sean Connery on
Swagger.
Celebrity Jeopardy energy to do that, man.
Trying to
And
back.
by the way, they should have had him show up in that outfit at least once on that sketch.
They could have done it where Norm Macdonald's against his Burt Reynolds since of that
And they could have
connection.
both done it.
Ha, 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 ha. Look at that. Bunch of mankinis. Ha, ha. It's funny stuff. Funny stuff. So it's a big hat.
Turd Ferguson. I just took a Turd Ferguson in my diaper. Hey, do you have anything on your desk?
Yeah, I do. I'm actually at near the desk. One of my Christmas presents. I have the matching piece, the Infinity Gauntlet, and to go with it
Nice.
is the Iron Man Nano Gauntlet.
Wow.
By Lego.
How long did that take?
Not long. It's not very. I mean, it's only this big, so
Okay. It's articulated.
it is. Yeah, the fingers are articulated. Of course, I have a whole bunch of Lego toys up here that have articulated hands. You walk down the stairs in the basement, and there's like 5 toys flipping you off.
So you really don't want visitors, is what you're telling everyone.
Yeah, we bought this poster in Duluth, Minnesota.
You betcha.
You betcha. No, there's a guy who has like a old fashioned press, and so he does like prints.
Oh, cool.
And he's got like archaic words, and he's got one called the Growlery, and it's like a place where you can go and be grumpy. And so
Nice.
that's hanging. You come down the stairs, boom, you see the Growlery. You then turn to your right, and there's like all these toys doing this.
Please tell me you've got a Thunder Shaman because he was good for flipping people off.
Oh, I have those parts incorporated into somebody else. I don't know where he's at.
He's got those big monkey hands that are good for that.
Yep. So yes, that would be the cool stuff on the shelf. How about
Well,
you?
here's mine. You
Duff
might
the
recognize
Rhodes.
this. Duff the Rhodes, the Malcolm Pop, baby.
I sent that to you, and then I opened that box up. I'm like, oh goddamn!
What? You should have seen it at my house because I opened up the box and I looked at that and went, he got me Laura. I started laughing my ass off, and Laura goes, "Why are you laughing?" I said, "Because that's the Dusty Rhodes Pop. I guarantee you." So for Christmas, Steve sent me the Dusty Rhodes Pop, and I sent Steve the Dusty Rhodes Pop. So it's the dream of the Magi, baby. And the funnier part is this. When I bought yours, I bought 2 because what I want to do is take the other one out and change the polka dot paint job to a more NWA paint job, and it wouldn't be that hard to do. I'm gonna give it like some paint pins. I'm just gonna be perfect because I've got an NWA title belt from one of my old toys. I want to put on him, and maybe scuff up his forehead a little bit.
Get a Dremel out and just carve.
Yeah, just kind of scuff it up and then put some red paint on it. I don't know, but
Hot times.
Odd time for the American Dream, baby. By the way, wearing the Dusty Rhodes shirt tonight.
I saw that. Yes,
it says, I believe it says the American Dream on the back. But anyway,
Dusty
my
Rhodes.
wife's least favorite of all the least favorite T-shirts. This one. So, oh man. So I like the 12 Days of Liam. That was quality content, my friend. I appreciate you biting that bullet for all of us.
It did get when I got into Nonstop and Commuter. It just was like I just watched this movie. It's the same goddamn film.
I feel like,
Only the torture was different. Whatever it was, not
not
the
your
torture,
torture.
but whatever made him a tortured soul. So it was, being fired from the police. No, he wasn't fired from the police force. He quit the police force because he wanted to
had
be
trouble
safe.
with the booze.
He did not have trouble with the booze in Commuter. He did it to get a job that had more security and wouldn't put him at danger on the streets. So to live the safe life. The other one was the booze, where
The
he's
other
like
11
drinking.
were the booze. At least 10 of the 12 were booze.
And then one was cigars. I love it when a plan comes together.
One of the things I loved about that movie was they kept the gunfire aesthetic from the TV show. Nobody ever
Yes.
died.
No, exactly. And then, of
Full,
course,
full automatic weapons, and nobody ever gets shot.
no, there's an explosion and people flip around in the air. But no, you're right. They don't get shot. They don't get blown away. Oh, crap. I had something, but it's all I forgot. It was about drinking or something. I don't know. It was about Liam drinking guns.
Dun, 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 dun. Liam drinking guns. Oh, damn it. We froze again. One of us froze. I don't know who. Come back. Shane, come back.
There we
you are.
go.
Okay. I was doing come back, Shane. Anyway, so I think
No, the day drink whiskey was
like that one.
trebuchet, as they say.
They being you.
They being me, and mostly to annoy my daughter.
Yes. No, that is good stuff. And they make that here locally. So if you ever
Good.
come visit, we'll go to the distillery.
Mm-hmm. Or I'll just say, keep sending me bottles.
I can do that too. It makes me feel like the bandit.
So what he says, yeah, I'll be little Enos.
The Enos
had-
is bad.
We had a guy at work who changed his mind on something, and I made
Uh-huh.
the joke. I go, "Oh yeah, which one of the ghosts do you think got to him last night?" And so so my wife and I were having this discussion about whether it was 3 ghosts or 4 ghosts. And I said, "Well, Marley doesn't count. I go, "Well, but I was I was going to argue for 3 for till the end of time just because."
Sure, because you're married.
Because exactly, you do those things because I'm not giving in.
You gotta
don't
pick
care.
some hills sometime.
I am fully willing to die on the 4th ghost hill.
Fourth Ghost Hill. Wasn't that a
Where-
WB show?
Yes. Everyone is sexy and dead. It's a love story about zombies. 4 Ghost Hill. Oh my God, yes. A bunch of young people who are just kind of pretty.
In a generic WB kind of way.
Mm-hmm. In that, yeah, exactly. In that
Lots
generic,
of Paula Cole music.
Yeah. Oh, the music swells. Must be important. Yeah. So I'm trying to argue for the 4th
Okay.
ghost, and I was like, "Well, he's a haint," and they were like, which then brought up the topic of how many different types of ghosts are there. And so, yes, I was like, he's a haint. And, Kristen very cleverly said, he ain't a haint. She goes, that's not even real. And I go, Wikipedia is my
False.
guide.
False.
I go, he's a haint.
There's
And then-
where the family cemetery in Mississippi has haints. They've been seen. Haints are a
So,
thing.
Marley is a haint. That
I'll
to
go.
me was
Okay,
more
I
or
can
less
give
a
you
haint.
Marley a haint. I can get with that.
So we were arguing that back and forth, and
Spectre.
I went with Spectre,
Spook.
Poltergeist, Spook. Spook would be good.
If you use it, gotta be careful how you use it. But yeah,
Oh yeah. But then we talked about Wraith.
oh, good
And
one.
I did the circle game, or tried to do it with Kristen, and I go, she goes, so like, babe goes, it's one of those things you use to clean up the yard. And my wife goes, I think you mean rake. I go, no, that's a bounder. My daughter goes, what? I go, maybe a cad.
No, they make eggs.
Oh my God. Yeah. So that ended because my my daughter's boyfriend is in there, and he kind of. I mean, he's even said, he goes, your jokes, I don't catch them all.
How is Holden? Oh, I broke him. Are you
You
there?
broke him.
Broke
Yeah.
you. You stopped moving. When I said, how's Holden? It went dead.
No, Holden's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, my video is weird because I notice when I move, like when you move smooth, but I'm like,
That's right, baby.
I've got the blur motion on, like how you're supposed to watch 1080 films according to Tom Cruise, so that the motion is more smooth.
You're very Zardoz now.
Let me get that right.
Hey! I can't cover you up.
Oh my God. Yes.
All right. I think that might be where we stop tonight. The impromptu striptease kind of closes it out.
Oh yes. Zard. Yeah. No, you're right. It's a good place to stop. I was kind of funny. Is one of these little hints came up that said we're supposed to say hi to everybody in case people are tuning in late to the stream.
Oh, hey! In case you're tuning in late,
Tuning
we're
in
done.
late to the stream. We're done. Thanks for showing up.
I
To
put
all
the
of our friends
socials
in
up.
France, trebuchet, amigos.
I put up all the socials during the course of the show. You can see our own personal socials there on below our faces, and the website's working again. Congratulations to that.
No,
What
congratulations.
the hell does that
to
even
you.
mean? Congratulations to me. You should see me in there pulling out my. Oh, I don't have any hair. Never mind. You should see me trying to figure out how to fix that the other night at my kitchen table. It was not pretty, but I did figure it out. So, and by the next time, I'll have this fucking mesh issue figured out, so we won't have any more drops. I'm so annoyed by that. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, all right. Well, that's the end of episode 54, which I believe we're going to be calling "So How Are You Abused?" Or the 12 Days of Liam, probably a better title, but I think
The
it's gonna
12
have to be
days of Liam. How were you abused?
well, as I discovered, some of our titles get too long for
Ah.
optimization, so I'm gonna have to start being a little tighter with those. But that's okay. That's a me problem. So we should be back again around the 18th for episode 55. Until then, I'm still Bruce.
I'm still Steve. And for 55, we should do some tribute to Sammy Hagar.
Okay, we can do that.
Or
Actually, we
not.
have a Sammy Hagar. No, we have a Sammy Hagar story we can tell. We do.
We
Or
do?
I'll tell it, and you'll. We do. I'll tell it, and you'll try to remember it. Is what'll happen.
Okay, that'll work.
All right. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.